edit.
We're going to just walk you through a few of the changes we've made in the van over the last month or so. We haven't travelled, so we've been busy just playing with our toy. So the van came with two 120 amp hour lithium batteries, which were in battery cases on the outside of the van.
If anyone's got a red Centre, they'll know what we mean.
Yeah, they were Solar King batteries. Brad's a bit of a power Nazi. There's a YouTube video running around and that's Brad to a T. So we wanted to upgrade for ages, and we looked at Kings and all sorts, and we thought, bugger this, why mess around and take chances? So we've gone Enerdrive, and we've done two 300 amp hour batteries. Luckily Brad's really clever and he's installed them all himself. Now the thing with the Enerdrive is they can't go outside. They wouldn't have fit anyway, but they're not a sealed unit. Brad will show you where.
Show you the batteries. They're absolutely massive, these things. They bit of a squeeze under the seat. I'll just give you. That's them there. So we decided not to fluff around with. What were we going to go with?
Well, Kings have got 300 amp.
Yeah, we're going to do a Kings one.
The reviews are really good.
Yeah, so but you know these are warranted for 5 years.
Yeah, they're the prismatic cells there, and it's really close to where the inverter is as well.
So when I redid this thing keeps turning off. I keep thinking it's turning off. Yeah, so when I had to redo the wiring, I actually took the existing cabling and then upgraded it. I think it was 10 mil. I've gone up to about 13 mil in diameter, so it's basically welding cable.
They do give you instructions about which minimum gauge to use when you buy the Enerdrive.
So I've gone over what we need.
Yeah.
And I was worried about it being longer, the actual run to the inverter being longer, but it turned out to be about 100 mil longer when you actually look at the existing wiring that was there. But anyway, I've had it running flat out with the aircon running, and off one battery we got about, what was it, just under 5 hours out of one battery.
Yep.
So yeah, we've got plenty of battery life.
So they're B-Tech, which basically means, I think it means they're Bluetooth.
Yeah.
So we've got an app on our tablet.
I'll show you that.
Brad will show you.
Built in, so you don't have to fluff around with it. You just download the app, and that's it there.
And it will just show you each battery individually, and the status of them.
Yeah, so it's tells you your status.
Tells you how many cycles it's done.
Yeah. The
battery itself, and then show how you switch to the other battery that's there.
Yeah. So this is all inbuilt. So
waiting.
Takes it. Yeah.
There we go.
Takes what it takes. There you go. So a little bit of discrepancies in those batteries, but eventually they both get charged. So yeah, that's why we built those. And
so just as a reminder, we aren't just running the BM Pro.
Yep.
We have, if you've seen in our previous videos, we've also got two Victron chargers in the bathroom cabinets there as well. So we're running, I don't know the technical terms, we're thinking about now, because we've added the weight of those batteries, about 60 kilos combined.
Oh, they're 40 kilos, 30 on each, so say 40 kilos each. There's 80 kilo.
Yeah.
The batteries we took out was about 15 each.
I'll believe you.
So there's 30 kilos. So
we have added weight to the van.
Yeah.
And the other thing that we've got is a bit of a mishmash on the roof. So the van came with three 170 amp hour glass panels, and then we had a whole bunch of panels from a previous van lying around, and Brad's put them on the roof, which he showed you in a previous video. What we're thinking now, in order to take some weight out, is to get rid of all of those solar panels and replace them with
Maxion SunPower Maxion 3s. So
reviews are pretty good.
Yeah, I stumbled across a few videos. There's a guy who actually takes the solar cells, the Maxion solar cells, and compares them to a standard solar cell. They're really brittle, your standard solar cell, whereas the Maxion has a copper backing. A copper backing, and even when you crack the panel, it still puts out, most of its energy.
You don't lose.
Yeah, you don't lose. So I think that's what happens with these cheaper flexible panels, is they heat, expand, and then the solar cell cracks, and then it brings the whole system down.
So what we're thinking is putting 6 panels up, so it'll be 2 150 watt panels per solar charger.
Yep.
Yep. And then we'll have, continue with the 3, the BM Pro and the 2 Victrons, and we'll take some weight out there. So I think what did we say we'd end up net from a weight point of view together? I think you said we will probably added about 40 kilos net.
Yeah, 40 kilos.
Changing all of that out, which is, we're okay with, considering what 600 amp hours of
Yeah.
power. We've been running this all this weekend, and it's been overcast until today, and we've lost 1 bar on the battery.
Yeah.
So it's been brilliant.
Yeah, and it charges up within a couple of hours, so it's really, really good.
No more power Nazi.
No, don't have to worry. We leave the inverter on, running the
Oh yeah, the Starlink's been running this weekend too.
yeah, running the Starlink, so we've got internet the whole time.
Yeah, it's been good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great.
So that's where we are at the minute.
Yeah, if there's any questions about that, just chuck them in the comments.
And if we know, we know, and if we don't,
if we know, we don't.
But we're willing to have a look, and happy to learn as well. Some of the other things we did. So we did something with the Solar Kings that we took out of this. So we'll take you and show you that. What have you done with the Solar King? One of the Solar Kings.
So we've taken one of the Solar Kings and actually put it under the bonnet. This car came with an AGM under the bonnet, and it was actually starting to distort.
Yeah, when you pulled it out.
Yeah, it was actually starting to bulge. So, but it was still putting out enough power to run that fridge and everything.
So this is just a test, because we're not, they say a lot of, I think iTech World warranty their batteries under the bonnet.
Yeah.
I don't know that many other do. So this is just a test. Brad's rigged up a temperature gauge to watch, so we can watch the temperature on this battery, because
basically, those little thermometers you get from King's.
With your fridges.
We had a spare one sitting around, so all I did was put some of this, if you want to call it thermal stuff, just to try and keep some heat out of it, and then just drop that under the strap, and then put the gauge on the inside of the car. And we did a bit of stop start driving when we put it in.
And we did yesterday as well.
Wasn't a real hot day, but it was.
So the BMS cuts out at 60 degrees,
yeah.
and we've not seen it over 50 yet, but
Yet.
early days, right? And it's not hot.
Yeah,
so
we haven't driven in a hot day, but towing it was really good.
Yeah.
So this is just an experiment to see how these sun powers go under the bonnet, because we've got them anyway, and we don't.
We've got another one which we'll probably whack in the back.
Yeah. If this doesn't work, we're going to buy an iTech World, because they warranty it to go under the bonnet, and plus it just cuts down a lot of weight in your car.
Yes.
The AGM,
Nearly killed you getting it out.
I was struggling trying to get it out.
Yeah. So far. All right. What else?
Well, let's do the fridge.
Yeah.
Toying with the idea of going to an upright fridge, and we're looking at Engels, and they're not cheap. They're not a cheap fridge. So, and we didn't know if we were going to like this, did we?
So we've always used an Engel, and that's why we invested. You would have seen in the last couple of videos in a tilt slide, because everybody knows girls can't get into these bloody Engels because they're too high. And then we
check this out. Go on.
And then we had it. Hang on a minute. And then we had it on top of here.
Yeah.
So the tilt slide was absolutely brilliant, but not perfect. And when we hit the road eventually, we want to be able to leave the van, take some swags, and live out of the car for a few days. So it's got to be livable. What's great about this, it's got a freezer in it, and I can get into it. So we did go, look, we looked at the Bushmans. There you go. So it's so easy. We looked at, so I think we got this for $460 at King's.
Yeah.
With a free
free thermometer.
Yeah, free thermometer came with it. So it was a no-brainer. I mean, you can go name brand like we did with the EnerDrive, but
we thought if we try this and we don't like it, we haven't lost.
We've still got the Engel and the tilt slide and the Waco at home. So, but it's looking like it's a keeper, isn't it?
The Waco's a King's as well.
It's a King's as well, yeah.
So we've had that King's fridge for ages, thinking it was only going to last, And
if it lasted a trip, we wouldn't care.
Yeah, and it's still running, so it's like, and we use it for our main fridge for a while, so we thought we'd give it a go.
So if we go this way, we are going to sell. We're going to have to part with the Engel and the other fridge, and the fridge slide will go too. So we'll see. We'll keep testing and yeah. So that's the back setup at the moment. Bit of work to do. I think the Selfie Go from the old car's going to come in here. You're going to bolt it to the side of here.
Yeah, I got to find a home for the Selfie Go. So UHF.
Yep.
So we've done what everyone else has gone with, the Oricom, the dual channel thing.
Well, we got a discount code from Wild Touring.
Yeah. Thanks.
Got 10% off. Thanks, Cam
Thanks
and
for
Tiff.
Cam and Tiff.
Yep.
I like these ones because they tuck up under the dash there. that's that King's thermometer, which is sitting on the battery. So we can just keep an eye on it and see if it gets over 60 degrees and see what it actually does. Yeah, the usual thing, Oricom. Works great, loving it.
So with the upright fridge, the dog lost her spot because she used to sit in the back. So we have moved her to the back seat.
Yeah.
But our baby's got Cushing's and she loses fur like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, so, and I hate the fur going through my car, or our car, so anyway,
so we
found this.
Yeah, I found this, you can buy these, all sorts of versions of this, but this is Poor Manatees, and I read lots of reviews and stuff. It was $220, so not the cheapest. This is the deluxe model. It's got like a air vent, so the aircon can come through and the dog can see you as well. It's got a zip for your middle thing, can drop down if you wanted to, if you had 2 dogs. Look, it's really good quality, really, needs to be sturdy with a big dog sitting on it.
Got
So
dirty stuff, mate.
Yeah.
You know, if you had to winch yourself out of somewhere and you're muddy or whatever, you could chuck stuff in the back seat, couldn't you, if you don't have kids in it.
And the last thing is the stone stomper.
Oh, yeah, we've lashed out and bought a stone stomper.
We did.
How much does this cost us?
Oh, I think it was $860. Saw a guy on Facebook just recently said, I'm going to make my own. I'm on a whole bunch of camping pages and cruiser pages, and he did it. It looked exactly the same, but he reckons it cost him about the same as ordering them. So
Yeah.
we're happy that I think it was Victoria.
I was being a bit of a tired ass as well and thinking, oh, I can make this
one.
myself. Yeah, I'll do this myself. And then I'm sort of going,
It's just as easy.
can't be bothered. Really can't. But yeah, it's an Australian company.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're going to do the Ningaloo thing. We won't do a big video for that, will we?
We might.
No, we might.
All
Anyway,
right.
I've got to make a boat loader. So
Brad's got a few ideas himself. That's
I'm
his
just-
next project.
yeah, I'll fabricate a frame up and a winch. So
And use it on the Rhino.
yeah, put it on that Rhino. All right, I think that's all we.
That's all for the upgrades. I think we're done planning. No, I think we're done. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks for watching, legends.